Hey there, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Evoke Greatness. This podcast was created for those of you who, like me, are driven by their curious nature and fascination with the champion mindset. If you have an insatiable hunger for growth and knowledge, or maybe you're just curious on how some of the most successful people have navigated their journey, we share the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, and all the lessons learned along the way. It doesn't matter what chapter you are on in your story. Maybe you're just getting started, or heck, maybe you're halfway through. What I know is where intention goes, energy flows. It's my most sincere hope that you will hear something in one or maybe many of these episodes that resonates with you and reminds you that you are not in this alone. As we venture into year 2, I hope that you find a sense of connection and community when you're here, because we all deserve a place where we belong. My name is Sunny, and I am so glad you're here. If you're new, there's a few things you want to know about me. I am a huge book nerd and a wee bit of a control enthusiast with an obsession for motivational coffee cups. I believe that a rising tide raises all ships, and I invite you along in this journey to evoke greatness. Welcome back to another episode of Evoke Greatness. I found a coffee cup today, and that really spurred the idea around this episode. And I will show you, but this coffee cup says 1 degree hotter. 1 degree hotter. What's the significance in that? What does that even mean? Well, imagine for a moment the tiny difference, the minuscule difference between 211 degrees and 212 degrees. And if you know, you know. Those who know that from 211 degrees to 212 degrees, water turns from hot to boiling. That single degree unleashes a power of steam. It takes the water to a whole new level. And so when I saw this coffee cup today, I was like, oh yes. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a crazy motivational coffee mug having woman. And so I saw this and I thought, okay, I can get behind this. I can drink coffee out of this every morning and be like, oh yeah, today's going to be a 1 degree hotter day. Today's going to be the day that my water turns from hot to boiling. But as I started thinking about this a little more, I thought, gosh, what are those 1 degree, 1% changes that we can make, right? What does it mean to get 1% better every single day? It sounds trivial, but over time, the impact is really monumental. If you think about improving by 1% each day inside the span of a year, from when you started to when you finished, you'd be 30 times better just by that incremental growth of 1% better every single day. This is the essence of what compound growth is. Small, seemingly insignificant changes that over time create exponential results. Think about it like personal development. I had an author on, and he talked about the reason he wrote his book was to help other people better interpret and put into play what they're reading from personal development. Instead of scrolling or instead of being on Netflix, taking 15 minutes and reading a handful of pages, and the growth that you would see inside of a week, a month, a year. And that's because it's compound growth. You know, these actions, they're small, they're easily achievable, but as you continue, you build the habits that enhance your knowledge. They reduce your stress. They improve your overall well-being, personally, professionally. Like there's a thread there that benefits every aspect of your life. Each day you get a little bit better. Before you know it, those small changes compound into significant professional and personal development and growth. And so let's think about from a professional perspective. Picture yourself at work, right? Striving to get new skills, assess what skills you need to grow in, learning those new skills, improving your productivity, your leadership abilities, just 1% every single day. Perhaps you focus on improving your communication skills, learning a new technology tool, networking with someone. These small efforts might not seem overly impactful in the moment because they're small. They're small in the moment, but they accumulate and they end up transforming yourself from a professional perspective. So 1% better each day isn't making huge leaps and bounds, but really it's about that relentless pursuit of incremental improvement. It's about showing up consistently. It's about putting in the effort. It's about allowing the compound effect to really work its magic. One of the books that I read, the book called The Compound Effect, I've read that book probably 4 times early on in my personal development journey. That book was monumental in my growth. It allowed me to look at what I was doing and make those very small changes in a number of different aspects of my life that all of a sudden felt like one day completely changed the way I viewed the world, the way I was showing up, the way I was learning things, the way I was seeing things. To make this a little more tangible, let's think about some practical steps you can take, right? Breaking down your really big goals, breaking them down into small chunks, micro tasks even, makes it easier to stay consistent and continue building momentum. Look at habit stacking. So a new habit that you want to add into place, what's a habit that you already have that you're really consistent with? For instance, say you want to start taking vitamins. You don't take vitamins every day. One of the things when I started incorporating was, okay, I drink coffee every morning. Religiously, I'm at the coffee pot every morning. Okay, so if I want to add something into it, I know I'm not going to skip the coffee pot. I know I'm going to be consistent with getting my coffee every morning. So if I want to add in vitamins or supplements, I'm going to put it by the coffee pot because that's going to be habit stacking. I'm creating a new habit and I'm stacking with I'm stacking it on a habit that I'm already consistently doing. And then looking at big picture, looking at the journey rather than just kind of that destination. Looking at what are the wins along the way? What are those little milestones where you're like, okay, I did this today. Reward yourself, celebrate, and then take a look at what progress you're making. You don't know where you want to end up. How are you going to ever even know if you had progress? How do you know where you're making strides? Like you need to establish where you are today. What is it that you want to achieve? And then how are you going to break that down? How are you going to know that you're making progress? How are you measuring yourself? Consistently evaluating that progress that you're making helps you stay on track and it ensures that your efforts are aligned with your goals. And being committed, right? Consistency is key. Even on the days when you don't feel like it. Even on the days where you would rather be doing something else, show up. Show up and do the work. Show up and do the work for you because your goals and your progress is worth it. Your efforts will compound and lead to the significant growth. And so the power of compound growth, it's not just a concept. It's not just a mindset. It's about believing that those small actions consistently repeated actually will lead you to extraordinary results. Just like that 1 degree difference turns water into steam. Your commitment to getting 1% better each and every day, it will transform your life. It may not feel like it in the moment, but I promise you it will transform your life. And so as we wrap up this quick little episode today, I encourage you to reflect on the areas of your life where you can start making those small, consistent improvements. Embrace that journey. Stay committed. Watch as that compound effect really elevates every aspect of your life. Get something for yourself, like a really cool coffee mug or something to remind yourself every single day to keep striving for that 1%, to keep striving to get 1 degree hotter until, my friends, you are freaking boiling. I hope something resonated in this episode where you can take this and say, all right, I know my 1%. I know my 1 degree. I know where it is and I need to turn it up. I need to stay consistent. Until next time, keep striving for greatness, even if it's just 1% at a time.
Thank you so much for listening and for being here on this journey with me. I hope you'll stick around. If you liked this episode, it would mean the world for me if you would rate and review the podcast or share it with someone you know may need to hear this message. I love to hear from you all and want you to know that you can leave me a voicemail directly. If you go to my website, evokegreatness.com, and go to the Contact Me tab, you'll just hit the big old orange button and record your message. I love the feedback and comments that I've been getting, so please keep them coming. I'll leave you with the wise words of author Robin Sharma. Greatness comes by doing a few small and smart things each and every day. It comes from taking little steps consistently. It comes from making a few small chips against everything in your professional and personal life that is ordinary, so that a day eventually arrives when all that's left is the extraordinary.